All right. Happy Cinco de Mayo. I hope everyone is doing well. It's a oh, Vaughn's saying unblock me, little piggy. All right, try now, Vaughn. Little piggy, let me in. 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 Hey, little piggy, let me in. Let me in, little piggy. I guess we can do like that shot, the back shot. Hey, what's going on, Vaughn? At work, but Sammy says he wants to do a show, so
All right, beautiful.
maybe if I maybe I could turn the
You got a
phone.
vertical instead of a horizontal.
Well, that's why
There it
I'm
goes.
on the phone, so the phone is the phone.
Yeah, yeah. You got to turn phone sideways in order to get the full effect in there. Um, it's advantageous that you called because I wanted to tell you I am moving my files. Well, not moving. I'm copying my files from this computer to the hard drive that I purchased.
Okay,
So
so
that
wait. Start that over. I didn't hear you. What's going on?
I am copying the files from this computer to the hard drive that I purchased. I
Oh,
got my
sweet.
hard drive
Did
today.
you set up the new computer yet?
No, I've got to transfer the files first.
Oh, okay.
Once I get all the files transferred over into the external hard drive, then I'll hook it up to
Oh,
the main
I know.
computer. I'll
The place
swap out the memory
control.
sticks and fire it up, and we'll see what happens. Hopefully, it doesn't explode. That would kind of suck if it exploded, but hopefully, it will not.
Yeah.
And the Jewish leprechaun has arrived.
I did an ode to you, Yvonne.
You did.
I titled myself, what was it,
Be careful.
Maynard?
We're on YouTube. Be careful what you say.
No, this is innocent. This is totally innocent.
There's
I gave my,
no such
I
thing as
titled,
with you,
I,
Sam.
I titled myself Maynard and Skippy combined in our last show.
Maynard and Skippy combined. Okay, there you go. Well, there'll still be no Melvins on your job, so there you go.
There you go.
There you go.
What's up, John?
Yeah, what's happening? I'm at work. I'm in the office, so.
Oh, you're on a break or something?
No, I'm done with work. I just don't want to drive.
Ah, I gotcha. That's cool. Yeah, you got your workplace people around you. You're not all depressed and lonely.
Yeah, sure. I guess that's one way of looking at
Thing
it.
is missing is your Jim Bean. Where is the Jim Bean in the car? You're breaking up, John.
I would never drive with alcohol in the car.
Ah, you have a stash at work over there in the office?
But what are you doing, Sammy? You're trying to get me fired from my job?
No, it's the tradition of the
You trying to
leprechaun.
get me fired from my job? What are you trying to do, Sammy?
It's a leprechaun tradition on the show. You can't.
What are you
conduct
doing?
the show.
What are you doing to me, Sammy? You want me fired? Is that what it is, Sammy?
No, you can't conduct a show without taking some leprechaun shots.
Well, let's just say I have to be a good boy because I'm at work.
Oh, that's all right. I understand.
You know what I mean? I don't want to give anyone the illusion that I'm bad at my job.
Oh,
I'm a good employee. I'm a good person. I do right, and the people on YouTube and the internet are evil pricks, and they will do anything to hurt me.
you only smoke crack in the restrooms when nobody's watching.
Thank you, Sammy. I might be black, but I'm only black Irish.
You're a technical black leprechaun.
I may be black, but it's black Irish. Okay, Sammy.
Black
But you've gone over to the other side. You're no longer a white supremacist. You're like a leprechaun.
Oh, bad fun alert. Bad fun
What are you
alert.
saying? I got
Holy
jungle
shit,
fever.
bad
Is that
fun
what you're
alert.
saying?
No,
What?
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 You're saying I got jungle fever? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, jungle
Yeah,
fever.
you're like
there you
in
go.
permanent jungle fever mode.
Jungle fever.
You're literally
What do you want,
no,
bud?
you've
What do you
literally
want, man?
converted over to
I'll give
being
it to you here in a second.
a literal lepra. You know what?
It comes down to
Oh
this.
my! Oh my!
This is what it comes down to, right? The big ass, the big fat
Oh
ass.
boy! Oh boy! Now you're tempting me to convert over to being a leprechaun on my, myself here. Oh wow! Look at that.
I know. Someone, Lynn May wants to know what is jungle fever. It's when you have urge to be with the people of color. Let's just put them that way.
It's the same as like having Asian jungle fever, or it's rice-a-roni fever. What's
It's when you
Yellow
want,
fever. They call it yellow
yellow
fever.
fever?
It's when you want to have imminent relations with someone with dark skin. That's what it means. That's what it means. That's the meaning of life. That's what it means, dude.
So Vaughn, you're packing up all the files over and you're getting it ready.
I want to get together with the soy sauce. Let's get some Chinese food.
I got the soy sauce and I forgot to get the teriyaki sauce. Damn it! So I got to go back and get teriyaki sauce.
Oh man!
Oh, did you buy it? Did you buy the soybeans? The fermented soybeans?
I'm looking for them. I'm gonna see if I can find them in a can, where all I got to do is just open up the can, put them in a bowl, put them in the microwave to heat up. That's what I'm looking for. Because if I can do that, man, I'll buy a whole case of them suckers. Because I got to get rid of this tub, man. I got to get rid of this tub. That's all there is to it.
Dude, I highly recommend it. I promote it.
You're not the only one that recommends it. Apparently, there's scholars and medical professionals that are also highly recommending it. So,
I mean,
I'm going to look into it. I want to get it in a can, though. I want to get it in the can where all I got to do is bring it home, open up the can, put it in a bowl, shove it in the microwave, heat it for like 2-3 minutes, whatever, and I'm good to go. That's what I want. Now, whether I can find it, I don't know. But that's what I'm looking for.
Shannon wants to know, is there any topics of today's show?
Is there a topic of today's show?
Yeah, I got a topic for you. Israel is about to bomb Iran and kick off the war. We're going to kick off the war. We're not waiting for Trump, President Trump, sorry.
We're not waiting for... I got a fun belly, so there you go. I've got a belly full of fun, buddy.
For the cabinet over there to decide.
Wait a minute. Hold on. This is breaking news. You're telling me that Israel's going to buck against Trump and attack Iran anyway and start World War III?
No,
Let's do it. I can't wait for World War III. Let's do it.
No, we're going to give him his space. He requested time. He wanted to give negotiations and talks a chance. He's going to be in the Middle East next week, in Saudi Arabia and UAE, Dubai, whatever. He's going to come here. He's going to make his rounds here. Whatever he gets done, good, great. But if he comes back and returns to the United States empty-handed and just plans on extending the time, or what do you call it? When you give somebody
the deadline. The deadline.
I've just proven that Shannon does not watch my videos. Shannon says, Vaughn, you're way overdue for a cooking video. Shannon, if you will go and watch my morning coffee, my latest morning coffee, you will watch where I explain how to cook diced chicken and rice. And if you actually pay attention, you'll actually hear what temperature to put the oven on, how long to leave it in there, when to cook the rice, how to cook the rice, not to overcook the rice.
Vaughn, I wanted to hear what Sandy was saying.
So I'm sitting there literally describing how to cook cube chicken and rice, and I go over minute detail even. So. Yeah, so I
meant to say grace period, because we respected Trump's request, President Trump's wishes and requests, But this is really a matter of do or die now, because the Russians, we did forensics work on the missile that managed to penetrate our defenses and even get past the THAAD missile defense system. It's a Russian hypersonic glide missile. They even said that on Fox News. They posted. They talked about it. They said that either the Russians, most likely the Russians, not the Chinese, gave the Houthis a highly sophisticated hypersonic missile. Okay.
You know what? Wait a minute. Okay, stop. Full stop. You don't think Muslims have infiltrated all the Western and Eastern countries in this world? Fuck yes, they have. Especially Russia. I guarantee you there are Muslims in Russian government right fucking now. You don't think they're going to send that shit back to the Middle East? Of course they are.
No, okay. It was a calculated move on the part of Putin. All right, because the Ukraine war is not being resolved by the peace talks. There are no ceasefires, and America is now escalating. Trump approved the sale of a whole shitload of F-16s to Ukraine. All right, and they said that they were going to walk away from Ukraine. They're not walking away.
The Trump administration has said they're making a big deal, a big mineral rights deal with Ukraine, where they get the mineral rights in exchange for weapons. You know, because everybody's like, oh well, we're not giving Ukraine any money anymore. That's true. We're not giving Ukraine money anymore. We've stopped that. However, we are going to give them weapons for the minerals that they give us. So, and Trump is opening Alcatraz. That is true. He is opening up Alcatraz.
Yeah, but he's not resolving the Ukraine war. He found it much more difficult to get done than he thought it would be.
Well, you can't end it now, because if Russia attacks Ukraine now with American citizens down there, and they get killed, it's on, baby. It's on like Donkey Kong.
Well, you know why? That's why I was going to finish my speculation that it's the reason why Russia is sent over hypersonic, very sophisticated hypersonic glide missiles to the Houthis to fire at us to change the subject, change the narrative. Yeah, and actually ignite a war in the Middle East to suit their interests. All right. Because they know that what happens is we're on the edge of a total meltdown globally. And the whole world is being reordered. So everybody's looking to, America isn't looking to do this. America is hesitant about doing this because they know that this is the actual scenario that takes down the whole entire financial system. It's just one spark. If a war, an open war is begun against Iran, they'll block the Straits of Hormuz. Oil prices will shoot through the moon. And it's the one last push that'll tip over the global economy and the whole entire financial system.
But we don't need
to happen one way or another. All right. So you have Tulsi Gabbard now, the head of the National Security Agency, right? And she's saying that the intelligence that she's been given tells her that the Iranians are not planning on building a nuclear weapon. What? So
down there.
It's disinformation.
Okay, all right. Look, listen. Now that I know for a fact that oil is not a finite source, it is renewable, that Gaia literally creates fucking oil. Okay. Now that I know this, I know that every oil thing that's going on, no matter who's doing it, it's a scam. Okay. Because oil is renewable. It's like fucking water.
As much as it replenishes itself, it doesn't happen overnight. And there's a
game. No, that's true. It doesn't happen overnight.
There's a finite game that's being played here, and it has to do with resetting the financial system. All right, because the petrodollar has run its course.
It's Cinco de Mayo. Is it Cinco de Mayo?
It's Cinco de Mayo today. Yeah.
Holy shit! It is Cinco de Mayo. Holy shit! It's really pissing me off. Nobody tells me these things. Nobody tells me shit. Nobody tells me nothing, man. Hey, caramba.
Ay, caramba.
Ay, caramba. Mino, tío.
I could go for some food right now.
Chicas
I could go for some.
Chicas calientes bonitas.
I want some soft burritos, man. I do. I want me some.
I
soft
want some
burritos.
chicas mexicanas.
Hey, I don't give a fuck. As long
Oh,
as it's
some
edible.
Mexican women.
As long as it's
yeah,
edible
so-
and it doesn't make me sick, I'm good.
What kind of Latin women do you like, John, aside from the black African women? What's your favorite?
I like
type of-
Brazilian women. I like the Brazilian Colombian.
You like the Brazilian
Colombians.
women?
Brazilian.
I like
Colombian,
Colombianas, yeah.
Okay.
The Colombian
Colombian
chicks?
women are beautiful. I love them.
It makes sense. You want the hard burrito. Okay. All right.
Oh well, Vaughn can give you the big red one.
Well, you got well in May. Here's what you do: you go to the airport. You say, "I want to go to Lexington International Airport," and they will tell you how much it costs for a plane ticket. Make sure your passport's up to date. Make sure you've gotten your shots, and get on the plane.
Hey, John, where's the
Go get
flag
COVID
backdrop?
shot.
Where's the flag backdrop? Give us a backdrop.
Where is the back? We don't have any backdrop. There's no backdrop.
He's on his phone. He knows how to do it.
I think he went to basic. See, when you do basic, you don't get a backdrop.
You don't get anything anymore. They took it away.
Oh, they got rid of it?
They got rid of every feature unless you pay for it.
Yeah, probably did. Well, I'm not paying now either because of a situation that's developed, but it's okay. I will hopefully be back up and running.
But you know what?
Soon.
Uh,
I don't know what's going on. I think that sounds like they're trying to cut the grass. Cut the grass or something.
I called it. I gave it a name. Okay, it's like the end scene again of War Games in the NORAD mountain, a kind of like bunker. All right. Remember when they have all the different types of possibilities to trigger a global thermonuclear war? So I have one. It's called the Straits of Hormuz Gambit. The Straits of Hormuz Gambit.
That sounds about
It's
right.
not going to kick off a nuclear war. It's just going to trigger the global financial.
It's going to trigger it, right?
It's going to trigger the global financial collapse, not a thermonuclear war.
Not yet.
No. When you have the financial collapse, the world goes into a state of paralysis, and then you can forget about nuclear war.
Hopefully.
That's what I believe the Russians are betting on. All right? I mean, America doesn't want that to happen. America would prefer that not happen. They want to have this be a controlled demolition in slow motion, like a slow motion train wreck that they can somewhat control.
Well, Sammy, I don't know if you're aware of this, but did you know that in World War II we almost got destroyed?
Do what?
America? Yeah, America. There was subs all off our coast, both coasts.
Yeah, none of them had nuclear weapons. Back then, they didn't have.
And apparently, some idiot set the launch and launched all the missiles. And luckily, there was somebody that had a functioning brain and said, "Hey, wait a minute! If we destroy the United States, it'll start a global war."
They didn't have way back then in the World War II. They didn't have submarine launched cruise missiles. That was not
maybe it was later. Maybe it was a Korean War or Vietnam War. But anyway, and this one guy, he stopped it. I don't remember how he stopped it, but he was able to stop it or tell him to stand down or some shit. But
yeah, well, you're on the edge of the Russians totally going bonkers. It's Putin that's keeping them at bay. They're ready to go full nuclear war on your asses.
Oh
so
yeah,
sure. I mean, I'm not a masochist, and I'm like I don't like I'm not a sadomasochist, and I don't like being.
And the Constitution is not a suicide pact.
I don't like being attacked, but it was a Russian made hypersonic glide missile, and it's an escalation. And I think the Russians did it on purpose, so it would give us a reason to start the war against Iran. And then the Straits of Hormuz gambit goes into play, and then the whole entire financial system gets reset. And guess what, John? Remember I made a video with you months ago about Japan and the Japanese carry trade and their reserves of American Treasury bonds, that they have more than even the Chinese. They have $1 trillion worth plus. They're threatening to sell all of that off and trigger a bond crisis where you have a treasury bond rates spike, that they'll spike and trigger a market collapse. You know, the Japanese are becoming desperate. They're distancing themselves even from the dollar and from the American system. And I told you this would happen eventually. And it's a drawn out process, but they've made open threats. They're in a recession. Their job market is also collapsing. It's happening. America is already in a technical recession. The job market is not as good as everybody thinks it is. And the housing market in America has begun to crash. People are lowering the prices that they want to sell their homes for, and now there's like a race to the bottom. I just heard this now. People are lowering their listed prices for their homes by 30-40% to try to sell their homes. So the housing market crash has begun in America. I'm telling you, it's not even a slow motion, demolition. Now the only thing is, I'll put it out there. I said it on the first show, and I wasn't elaborate enough, and I wasn't eloquent enough to say this. The whole scenario gets set up in such a way that the Jews end up becoming the fall guys. Israel ends up becoming the fall guy, all right, for triggering it all. And this is God's will, all right, because he doesn't want the Jews living in the diaspora anymore amongst the Gentiles. Enjoy. Soft ice.
Baby.
Blue Bunny.
I'll give you a Blue Bunny. I'll give you a Blue Bunny softie. I'll give it right to you. I'll give it right to you, baby.
You saw that schmuck with the pizzas, the Jew that does the pizza reviews. What's his name?
Dave Hanlon.
Yeah, the bankers like us to be in debt. That's correct.
What's his name, John?
Dan Panoy. Dave Panoy. And he's not a
Portnoy. Right. Portnoy.
Right.
He started, you know what happened? He did a video. He started, bawling and crying that somebody came into his bar and started taunting him with Holocaust memorabilia and photos. Arbeit macht frei. And like they came to taunt.
I picked someone up in my Uber last night. And the woman and a brother, a woman in her 20s, and then maybe the brother was 23 or something like that. And she went off on me, man, about how Jews are, they faked the Holocaust, they killed Kennedy, they're destroying the world, the Jews are pedophiles, and all the evil people. And she just went on about how evil Jews are and how Jews are destroyed. Oh my God! Holy shit! I was like, and then she goes, "What, are you mad at me? What are you gonna do? Drive us off the cliff and kill everybody in the car?" Like she was like taunting me. She was like really fucking real.
Well, how did she know you were a Jew?
Huh?
Did you tell her you were a Jew?
Yeah, I told her I was a Jew. Of course. What do you mean? Kiddush Hashem.
Ah. Well, there you go, because it's happening all over Europe. An Israeli couple went to celebrate some kind of anniversary in Naples, and the restaurant owner started yelling and taunting at them, calling them all sorts of names, genociders, and all sorts of other bullshit. They got into a scuffle. It made a scandal, and then things are all around the world. There are signs, and I know we went back and forth, but the Jews are being singled out and pigeonholed and scapegoated by all types. And we have friends, we have enemies everywhere, but now there's no kind of like hesitation. There's no shame. They don't feel intimidated anymore. They'll lash out because they're having a hard time, and they see that the world is going through a hard time. And we're always the convenient scapegoats because we air quotes, murdered, air quotes, the crucifixional Jesus. In the back of the minds of the Gentiles, the Jews are responsible for the crucifixional crucifixion. The Jesus is warms their hearts, and the Jews are the evil, synagogue of Satan with the crucifixional Lamb of God up there. And it always comes to mind in the minds of the simple Jews.
So Lin May. So okay, hold on a second, Sam. So Lin May, if you don't like Russia and you don't like Japan, and you don't like some of these other Asian countries, what Asian country are you in?
She's Chinese.
Oh, she's Chinese. Was she
Isn't
Chinese or
Vietnamese?
Yeah, is she Chinese or Vietnamese?
Me Chinese, me play joke. Me Chinese, me play joke. Me put pee-pee in your Coke.
Damn, Joe.
Oh, me so horny. Oh, me so horny. Oh, me so horny. We love you.
You never heard that joke before? Vaughn, you never heard
China
that before?
bad, she says. China bad, she says.
China bad? Are you Vietnamese? Where are you from?
Oh, she's Taiwanese.
Oh, she's Taiwanese.
Oh,
guess what? America just stabbed Taiwan in the back and compelled Taiwan to destroy the value of its dollar. The Taiwanese dollar has just been jacked. It's just been screwed up, because there's all sorts of issues now. And Taiwan is being compelled to sacrifice the value of its currency in order to stay in the good graces of America's defense. So this is another thing you got going on here. We don't know we don't know what can happen from day to day. The things are so erratic.
Volatile. It's very volatile.
It's erratic. It's unpredictable. We got to go now. We can't wait for America. After Trump comes back from his Middle East trip, the tension will go through the roof. Most Israelis here are demanding that the Iranian nuclear program be destroyed, like ASAP. We're not going to take any chances. We'll do it alone. We'll go it alone. We will.
Lin May, the cost of an airline ticket from Thailand to Kentucky is anywhere from $500 to $1,000, depending upon what plane service you use, and what flight, how many delays you get and how many drop-offs you get. But it's anywhere from $500 to $1,000 to go from Thailand to the United States.
Give her the big red one, Vaughn. Lay it on her, man. Bend her over and fuck her good.
There you go. Now you know how much it costs. Now you'll obviously have probably a few layovers because that's a hell of a long flight. But anywhere from $500 to $1,000. Now that's American, so you're going to have to translate that into Taiwanese money or whatever kind of currency.
Why would you want to leave Taiwan? Taiwan is like heaven compared to America at this point.
I think she wants to be with me.
Taiwan is not a third world country. Taiwan is a first world country. They have the best of everything over there.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. It's not like Vietnam or Laos or Cambodia or something like that. I don't understand why anybody would want to leave Taiwan. Taiwan has plenty of job opportunities. Everybody there is employed,
Yeah, I don't mean to be mean, Vaughn, but Taiwan is worlds better than Kentucky.
Well, maybe she can send me a ticket and I'll go there. Buy me a ticket.
Maybe she just wants to see how big it really is, Vaughn. That's all.
And you can have all the natto you want over there in Taiwan. It's very close to Japan. They eat natto over there as well.
Mm-hmm. Which means I'll get rid of this belly.
Oh man, I tell you, every time I visited over there in the Far East, I went to India, Nepal. I went to Thailand. I was also in Malaysia. I came back looking like an Asian. I was thin. I was healthy. I had like a lot of, I had like a dark complexion, but healthy looking
hopefully,
skin.
Hopefully not too much of an Asian where your penis is only a half of inch.
Anyway, it
Did you
was
get did you get did you get shrinkage being there, Sammy?
shrinkage. You don't get shrinkage if you go live in
You
in
said you
Asia.
turned Asian. I don't know what that means. You turned
I
Chinese.
am Asian, but I don't have Chinese shrinkage going on, or Japanese Asian
That would
miniature
be. I mean, you want to talk
shrinkage.
about a curse? You know, they say
I
that.
have like no, but I have like an African sized member.
I don't have any money, Lin May. I don't have
Yeah.
any money. I'm supposed to be a millionaire, believe it or not, but all my inheritance got stolen, and nobody's trying to help me get it back. So that's the end of that. But I should be a
Vaughn
millionaire
can
right
do
now.
it. Vaughn can get his money back.
I've been told it's gone. You ain't getting it back. That's what I've been told.
I don't know what I've been told.
Now, having said that,
Eskimo pussy.
there might be an end run around
Oh.
that where I can get money, but it's not necessarily what I want. But I don't know yet. But yeah, that's the prevailing thought is, well, the money's gone. You're not going to get it back. Well, I don't know.
Well, anyway, I'm telling you guys, things are popping off. And in India also, it's like every day you got more tensions building, more saber rattling. One side is, taunting the other side. Now, it's funny now, the Indians and the Muslim Pakis, the Indians are all of a sudden dealt with the same kind of dilemma that we're dealt with. The information war and all the propaganda coming from the Muslim countries, and Iran is sticking their nose in the Indians' business. And India's a big country, and they got a very strong economy, $3.5 trillion GDP annually. So when they say we don't need Muslim mediators, we're not playing your game, and we're not going to be treated like Israel, where you're calling Kashmir contested territory or occupied territory. It's fucking India, and we don't fucking give a shit what the fuck you have to say. And there are over 1 billion people, so they get to get away with basically telling the Arabs and the Muslims to go fuck themselves and fuck off. Where we have to continually play this game of walking the fine line because we have to deal with the fucking Euro trash and their centuries-old ancient resentment of the Jews because of the crucified Geezer, the crucifixional Geezer, and I spell crucifixional this way: is CRU. CIFIXIONAL, crucifixional. All right, it's horse shit.
Yeah, it's a bunch of horse shit. Anyway, let's not talk. But I don't want to hear about the cuck Roman cuck, Jesus.
Yeah, enough of that guy.
Yeah,
But I'm just
Yimak
saying,
Shemova Zekro. That's all I have to say to that.
yeah, but I'm saying a lot of the reasons that there's leftover
Sammy,
resentment.
gotta say it with me. Yimak Shemova Zekro. Man, what's up?
Yimak Shemova Zekro.
There you go. Jewish leprechaun speaking strong. Yeah, that's what we're all about. We're all about speaking strong, baby. Anyway, new
Yeah, I'm
topic.
telling you.
New topic.
Cinco de
Sammy.
Mayo special, but wait, you didn't add the D. You wrote Cinco de Mayo. It's Cinco de Mayo.
Oh, you're right. You're right. Let me fix that. I forgot the day. There. Put the D there. Hit done. Hit save. All right, there we go. Boom. Now that's better.
I'll refresh and see if you spelled it correctly.
Lynn May, you can't sleep and wake at the same time. Lynn May says she has money, Vaughn. She's gonna pay for you. Vaughn, you muted. Vaughn, you muted. You're muted, Vaughn.
You go to buy me a plane ticket to Thailand, Lin May? If you will, I'll get on it. You buy me a plane ticket from Lexington, Kentucky to Thailand, and I'll be on that
All
plane.
right, Jay Money's in the room. I don't know who you are. Put your camera on. and give me the middle finger so I know who you are. I want to see the middle finger. All right. J Money gave me the middle finger. All right.
Yeah, I'm here. Yep, longtime follower of mine. Basically, he's an awake individual, and
You
there's
may.
very few of us out there. So,
Very few.
Yeah, he's awake and not woke. There's a
Right.
difference
Awake and
about
not
being
woke.
awake
Yeah,
and woke.
exactly.
yeah, definitely not woke. That's
Yeah.
that's not the business.
Yeah, woke is not good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, go woke, go broke. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
because if you go woke, you go broke. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah, just shooting the shit. You know what I mean? Shooting the shit.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we're just waiting to see what the other shoe drops. Basically.
Yeah.
Yep, we're all in the same
Well,
boat.
I'll tell you, everything is coming together. It's the word I was looking for. I used it earlier today. It's a coalescing. There's a coalescing happening right now. And Vaughn, you said you have your sixth sense telling you that something's about to pop off.
Mm-hmm.
I don't need confirmation. I'm living it. Everything is coalescing right now. It's like.
Well, now are you seeing angelic numbers like I am? 222, 333, 444, 555. Are you seeing those?
I
see
saw
111.
I see 111 a lot.
Oh, you see
Yeah.
111. Okay, there you go.
Like
That's
4 ones.
what I'm saying.
111.
Yeah, 4 ones, correct. 4 ones.
Or even 1010 or any combination of 1 and 0. That's me all the time.
Yeah, I've seen that, but I don't think that's an angelic number. I think that's more like a.
That's more numerology.
It's more numerology.
Wait, John,
than
our last show was
angelic.
like you said, 5225.
Yeah.
5225. Well, guess what? 52 is 7, and another 25 is 7. It's 7.
We have 3 5s in this show. It's 5525.
Wow.
Well, last time it was 7. They added up to 77, like Israel's.
Oh,
Right.
77, like 770, Crown Heights, Chabad headquarters.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Yes,
Hey, that's the lucky
77
number,
is-
777.
Yeah.
That's the lucky. That's the luck.
Yeah. Well, it's 777 means a lot. It's an angelic number. It's a number for luck. It's
It's God's heavenly number.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of things attributed to 777. Yeah. So yeah.
I just went to the casino yesterday, so I've seen a lot of 7s yesterday.
I'm
My
just
nose
thinking,
have been
I'm
since the
loud
warmer
here.
weather has happened. My nose has been so clogged with fucking pollution and pollen and fucking snot and whatnot, man.
oh, dude,
You know what
man.
helps? You know what
The
helps with
phlegm
that?
is just
Licorice.
running.
Licorice.
You know what helps? Eating pussy helps with that, right?
Licorice.
I don't say anything. That's the
What were
best
you
medicine.
saying, Sammy? What were you gonna say?
Licorice.
Oh,
Licorice.
I think you said liquor bush. I'm sorry.
Oh, wait a minute. Now, licorice will actually slow down phlegm? Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
What do you
shit.
mean, the
I
black-
gotta
the-
buy
the
a big
Stratz
bag of
version?
licorice then. Because my phlegm
Look
is
it up.
out of control, man. That shit's draining and draining and draining and draining. It's like, holy shit. And it's not,
You mean real licorice, not the fucking candy shit? Is that what you're saying?
No, not the candy shit. The real licorice. Yeah.
real licorice, right? He's talking about the food, not the candy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can. Yeah,
It'll open up.
give
your
me
whole.
some of that. And try to stop this damn drainage, man. It's so frustrating because it's not, it's not, oh well, here's a, it's a runny nose and then you wipe it and then it's gone. No. This shit drains and drains and drains and it just does not
John,
stop.
you know
And
who's
it doesn't
listening
come
to
out
us?
the front, it comes back down the throat and it's horrible.
Who's listening to us, Sammy? Who's listening?
Tim Pool.
Yeah, I like
Oh
hot
yeah, Tim
lemon.
Pool's listening. Oh yeah.
Wait a minute, Tim
Yeah,
Pool.
he repeated our talking points.
Oh, did he?
He repeated our talking points
What was
about
our talking points
America
again?
being
What
food
was our
security.
talking points again?
Food security. We were talking about food security. Guess what?
Yeah. Food security. Yeah, absolutely.
On his last show, he was talking about food security, and we talked about him interviewing Ben Davidson. and about the pole shift and everything.
Right.
We talked about it in the same show about food security, the pole shift, and all that. And he repeated the talking points. He went on about it again, about America's food security and what happens if the reset takes place, and what kind of he speculated about what would happen, and who would freak out, who'd be all right, how it would go down.
It'd be easier to open up Alcatraz because Alcatraz is built it's built like a fortress. So all you need is to just clean it up, spruce it up, maybe modernize it a little bit, and do a few minor repairs, and Alcatraz is ready to rock and roll.
Yeah, well, they kept it in good condition. It's a museum.
Yeah, Sam is correct. They kept it in decent condition. It's ready to go. I'm serious.
They might as well just blow that place up and get rid of it.
Give them about a month to get it cleaned up and everything. It'll be ready to rock and roll, guaranteed.
Isn't that the prison that was supposed to be escape proof and
I don't know why we're talking about. I don't know what Trump's talking about opening Alcatraz because the fucking foreigners he's deported needs due process. I've never heard that before. I've never heard that
foreigners don't get due process.
If you're here illegally, you have no fucking rights.
You have no due process. You have no rights.
Due process is for Americans and citizens
if
of
you
the
come
country.
here illegally, you ain't got no rights.
Yeah, there are unalienable rights, of all citizens, every citizen
all
of the world has
unalienable
Americans. These guys aren't citizens.
Of the world. I mean, just
no, it does. What you're saying? The American Constitution applies to Mexicans.
Not fully, but they do have unalienable rights.
No. Americans have unalienable rights.
Oh no, I will not.
We the people is the American people. We the people.
Well,
Ellis Island. If he's got do something similar in New York, if Alcatraz is going to be opened up,
just turn New York City, the island of Manhattan, just turn that in. Just build a wall around it, and just there you go. The whole island.
Escape from New York.
Escape from New York.
Escape from New York. Only this time it's not a movie.
To Manhattan. You could do that on Ellis. You got Ellis Island. Open Ellis Island up again as a.
Hold on. Time out. We got Rusty Niels for you. He says I got good news for you. He says Todd is gone. What do you mean by that, buddy?
Did he die?
No.
What happened with Todd?
That trope is so fucking out of place.
Well, first they're saying Larry died, which turned out to be
which
false.
was a lie. Then they
now they're saying Toad is dead.
Well, they were even trying to say that James Frost is dead. No, he's not dead. He's alive too. And they just lie and lie and lie.
Anyway,
Sammy
has a great point. We should turn Australia back to what it was originally for, and just dump all our fucking criminals.
Yeah, Australia was a penal colony for hoops.
Yeah, just ship everyone that we don't like into our.
A lot of them are very woke over there in Australia. I mean, you got conservative types in Australia.
Australia just voted a hardcore leftist.
But they're like Canada. I mean, for all the few conservatives they have left over there, the poor schmucks, I feel bad for them. But Australia is like gone. It's like a lost cause.
Yeah, I don't know what to say. I think the world is gone. I don't think Trump has the ability to swing things back around. To be personally honest with you, Sammy,
I'll be very straightforward.
Now Israel has admitted what they always wanted to do all along is that they're going to
blow the shit out of Iran.
They're gonna take all of Gaza. They're taking all of Gaza. Bibi just said so. They're going to take all of Gaza and develop it.
Deport them. Deport their asses. I got to take.
The Muslims are going to go fucking ballistic. They're going to start fucking going crazy, and we're going to pay for it because of these Jew bags. Shannon says gonna miss Todd John. When he's deader than Jesus and he's singing hallelujah with the angels in hell, then I'll be happy. But not until then.
Yeah, he's not. He's not gone anyway. I mean,
Todd is a fat fucking slob. He probably died of a heart attack.
Listen, all he's got to do is what Chain 13 did. He just gets a new computer with a new MAC address and a new ISP, changes his name from Chains 13 to a Bullsnet, and just keeps on going. Okay, and that's all
Well,
Todd
who do
has
you
to
think
do.
we got this guy here called Jim Jim, whatever, however you fucking say his name.
Kim
Well, who do you
Jong-un,
think that is? That's Todd with a sock account. I mean, that's
probably.
essentially who that is. It's
Yeah, it's
fucking
probably
Todd.
Todd. Yeah, it probably is Todd. Yeah, probably is. Mm-hmm.
That dude
Yeah.
is a weirdo. He's a weirdo.
Yeah, all I know about Todd is that he likes him young. That's the inside scoop that I know about. That's
Well,
all.
Lin May, I am right up your alley, honey, because that's exactly what I want. I want
He wants
young.
young. He
Vaughn's
wants
all
young,
over that.
fresh.
I want a
He
nice
wants
yeah.
young,
man.
fresh pussy. That's what's on.
Prime
Well, here's the
time.
thing. I lost contact. I lost contact with the Vietnamese girlfriends I had online, so I need to make up. I need to make up.
Can only be honest, I mean.
Hey, I'm being super honest.
What's going on with Candace, Vaughn? Is Candace coming to see you?
She ain't gonna do shit. She's hung
She's
up
all
on
talk and no
the
bite,
past,
right?
and the past has literally become a prison
Fucked her.
for her.
Yeah,
She cannot
she's
stop
fucked in
talking
the
about the
head.
past. She cannot stop living in the past. And I keep telling her, man, put that shit away. Join Freedom Religion.
Is there a
let
way
all
if she
that
comes
in
out to
hands of
Kentucky
gods and
that you
goddesses.
could like?
Join Freedom Religion and live a normal life. Well, she can't do that apparently. She won't do it.
Can you if Candace came out to Kentucky, could you maybe hit her on the head with the Elder Scroll and put her back into her senses or something?
If she comes out here, she'll be away from the element that she's facing over there, and so she might just by osmosis actually start acting more normal. So I mean, we'll see.
Is that Candace? Is Lin May Candace?
No,
that's someone else. Candace is another Chinese person.
Kansas is another Asian chick.
But I thought maybe Lin May is impersonating somebody, and she's really Candace.
I don't know. Maybe
Lin May is probably
Lin May?
Secular opinion sock
Should
account.
be.
That's probably what it is.
Yeah, Lin May is probably a secular opinion sock account. It's probably secular opinion.
Todd's creamy mac mayo sandwich says, "I'll be honest, I miss watching Todd work at the AutoZone and being lazy."
Yeah,
Well, that's what he was good at. He was good at being lazy and eating.
good at dodging work, man.
Yeah, I mean, who else can go to work and film themselves doing nothing?
That's
Come on,
right.
who else can do that?
That's right.
All without a break in a sweat.
Yeah, but anyway, Sammy's right. I think Sammy.
What do you want, Lin May? Do you want to come out here and be with me or not, Lin May? It's up to you. You need to make a decision. You're starting to sound like now you are sounding like
you are sounding like him.
Now you are sounding like him. Make up your mind, Lin May. You either want to come out here and be with me or you don't. If you don't, say so. That's fine.
Bring Candace on in here. Bring Candace in here.
Give her the link if you want to go.
I don't think she goes long live anymore. I don't think.
What does she do? Just text?
Just text, yeah.
Oh man, that's not the business.
Oh yeah, if she's only 20, that and the legal age is 25.
Oh, she's only 20.
Yeah, she's screwed because the legal age I think is 25, and you got to get permission from the parents. So she ain't going nowhere.
Oh, I didn't know she was only 20.
Yeah, I didn't either. I do now though. Hey, but no, I didn't know she was 20. But anyway, yeah, you got to have permission from your parents, I think, before you can even do anything. So, because I think the age is 25. So if that's the case, you can't go anywhere anyway. Too bad, so sad. I am thinking of doing pagan, which is a craft. Huh? Well, yeah, it is a craft. But P-E-G-A-N? What is P-E-G-A-N?
Pagan?
Pagan? Pagan?
I think he's talking about pagan. I think he wants to get
I think he's talking about pagan, yeah.
I think he wants to get pegged.
Well, he's already got a pinnacle in his thing there, but
see that thing on my icon there? That is a AI recreation of technology that I was shown and told not to tell nobody about it. It was like a purse like that, right?
Uh-huh.
The purse was the device. Like it looked like a purse just to hide it. But like the actual, it was like it was fucking weird, bro. And that it did look just like that.
But what does it do?
Like a basic.
But
From
what
what
is
I
it?
understand, from all these years later, finally I find out that supposedly from ancient aliens that they used to have a handbag, and this is like a fact. Like they would have a
Correct.
handbag, and I guess the handbag would communicate Earth data of whatever sort. It would transmit it to the universe, the galaxies and
Yeah,
stuff. It
I
would
was
just
kind of it was kind of embarrassing. Here's these big muscular dudes, and they got this little handbag that they're carrying. It's like, what the fuck are these guys all gay? What the fuck? But no, it's not. But it has
No,
nothing to do
I
with that.
swear, bro, and I'm not lying about this shit.
But
Like
it has
I
nothing
couldn't
to do
even
with
make
that.
this shit up. This happened when I was 22 years old, and I would never fucking fathom some bullshit like that. It's like too strange to even make up. You know what I mean? And
Right.
anyways,
But see, here's the thing. It's not really a handbag.
no, it's not.
It's
It's
some
a
kind of.
fucking
It's
device.
probably more than likely. It's probably some kind of device of some kind, and they're just carrying
Yeah,
it.
and I'm telling you that from what I
But now what it
understood
is,
and
I
in
don't know.
the documentary I ended
I'm
up
not
seeing
drinking.
about this,
Well, I was drinking
that
this, but I'm empty, so I got to go get
like
another one.
it's like a fucking transmitter of
Red
some
coat.
sort.
It might be a transmitter of some kind. They got the cone in their left hand, and then they got the handbag in the right hand. So maybe there's a correlation there somewhere. I got to get a Mountain
Yeah,
Dew. I'll be back. I will
fucking
return.
unreal,
Famous words of MacArthur. I will return.
unbelievable, bro.
The gold prices are surging again.
How much?
Well, today it was up $100. It was it went up and down. It was at $3,500. It went down to like 3,250. Now it's up at 3,345. It's crazy. There's a lot of volatility. 3,347, and there's a lot of volatility in the gold market. Anyway, you know what? It's like you remember. You know what you made me think of, John, when you used to call me Debbie Downer. There's a skit on SNL with Rachel Dratch doing the Debbie Downer. You remember her?
Debbie Downer. The Debbie Downer. I don't remember Debbie Downer. I remember Rosanna. I remember Rosanna Downer. I remember that one.
Zooming in on her face, doing when she's doing this kind of goofy looking face, and they have these sound effects. It's funny. Rachel Dratch. I think she's also from Boston. She's Irish, also. I think.
I remember Rosanna Downer. That's who I remember. Rosanna. That's the one I remember. What?
I want to ask you something. You know that response to Morning Coffee Channel?
Yeah.
You seen that? Is that you?
No.
That's a real. That's a real person.
That is a for real person, and he actually is a follower of Freedom Religion. I found out he bought not one but 2 T-shirts, and I think he bought something else. I think he bought a mug also. But yeah, he is. But Destination Paul has. Let me decide for each file here. Let me see here. What the hell? You got the same thing here.
So with the AI stuff these days, can people do that? Like take a video of themselves, throw it.
Yeah, he's real. And like I said, I think he's a follower of Freedom Religion because he bought 2 T-shirts, one of each T-shirt, and I think he bought a couple other things too.
He speaks highly of you.
Yeah, he's legit, man. I know that may sound hard to believe, but he's legit. Little on the weird side, maybe, but he's legit. He's totally legit, as far as I know. He's totally legit. So, but yeah, as far as I know, he's same. He's real. He's.
That's cool.
Dude, I'm watching these videos on the methylene blue that RFK Jr. takes. I mean, I would buy that. I would try that. I would want to try that.
What are you trying?
Methylene blue.
Methylene blue. I've heard of methylene blue. Where the fuck have I heard that? I've heard that term.
RFK Jr. He uses it. He takes it.
RFK. Oh, RFK's talking about. Well, RFK. I mean, RFK kind of disappointed me because he started talking about that measles, mumps, rubella vaccine, and when I did some digging on it, oh man, that damn vaccine slaughtered thousands and thousands of Americans. And for him to side with that vaccine was a bad move, man. Because
no, he said he backed away. He kind of backtracked. He kind
he backed off on it because that was a bad.
He just basically said recommended everybody do your own research.
And thousands and thousands of Americans.
Or what he said was basically he was what's the word for like when you kind of like take things back, you row it back, you take
roll it back, backtrack
it, row it back, whatever. Yeah. Now he said basically, I'm not taking any position on vaccines. You all do your own research and decide for yourselves. It's a free country.
Well, there you go. That's a good move. That's a pretty good move. Although he still should be strong against COVID. And I've said this publicly and privately. Even if you think COVID-19 vaccines are real, here's the problem. The problem is that they're super, super powerful. So you don't want to give them to children, or especially infants, but you don't want to give them to children, and you don't want to give them to the elderly because it is very, very powerful. And it's just like Governor Cuomo up there in New York. He gave the vaccine to all them people in those nursing homes, and they all died. And why Governor Cuomo didn't go to jail for that, I have no idea, but he didn't. But yeah, he gave that was mainstream news, man. That was all over mainstream news when he did that shit. And so, it's a very, very powerful drug. You don't give it to the elderly. You don't give it to children. And you sure as fuck don't give it to infants because they kill them dead. Boom. So, yeah, don't give powerful drugs, especially experimental powerful drugs, to children, infants, and elderly. That's a bad, bad idea. And it won't end well. So,
I think those drugs just like manipulate the mind into thinking that whatever, that like, oh, because I got this shot, then now for some reason I think I'm gonna be all well now and shit. You know what I mean? It's all just a belief. It's all making.
Here's the thing. Since the rollout of the COVID vaccine, myocarditis in young adults has increased 650%. So, I mean, what do you want me to say? I mean,
How many people? You know how many videos I saw? And this was real stuff. It kind of like was really traumatizing. A guy was filming himself through his phone, and he went to visit a friend that he hadn't heard from in like 2 weeks, and didn't show up for work. And he got worried. He got concerned about him. He went over to his home, and he lived on the second floor of a 2-floor home or apartment, whatever. And he happened to have the keys to the guy's house. He went into his house. He found him dead on the floor. He was there dead for 2 weeks, and took the shot.
Yeah. Well, that video, I don't know if it's still on YouTube. Probably not now, but there was a video on YouTube. Woman had went to the hospital. She got her COVID shot, and they sent her back to the waiting room so she could wait to fill out her papers. Okay, well, she's sitting there waiting on her paperwork. She just collapsed on the floor. Bam!
Yeah,
hit the floor hard, man. Dead as a mackerel. Boom, gone.
How many videos came out, and they were genuine?
Oh God, there was a slew of videos. There were tons of videos. Tons of videos. And I guarantee every one of them has been swept away. How much you want to bet? I bet you they will. But initially there was tons of videos, man. There's this one video where it's talking to all these women.
Out. Yeah, they passed out.
It's talking to all these women, and all these women are sitting in wheelchairs. They're all sitting in wheelchairs. And so they tell about, I got the COVID shot and now I'm in a wheelchair, and, they go through the what happened to them and everything. But, there's that. I don't know if that video is still out there, but it was, it was.
You know what? You can't find them on YouTube as much. You'll find them on Rumble and on BitChute.
Find them not on YouTube. YouTube is way too restrictive.
I think we're at a time when like people are just not only fed up with the bullshit, but we've heard and seen it all by now, and fucking everybody. I think everybody's at a point where we're all just tired of it, tired of the bullshit. And,
Well, yeah,
you
that's the
know.
general consensus. Everybody's gotten tired of the bullshit, and they want to see arrests. They're wanting to see arrests made. They're wanting to see their Doge check. Which is 15 grand, man. I mean, that's a lot of fucking money. I want to see my Doge check. Get the Doge check. Let's see some high profile perps doing the perp walk with the orange jumpsuit, like Nancy Pelosi and Adam Schiff, and what was the co-conspirator for J6? Nancy Pelosi and Chucky Schumer. I want Chucky Schumer, Nancy Pelosi, and Adam Schiff. I want them motherfuckers doing a perp walk. I want to see that shit live on my TV. That's what I want to see. Now, am I going to see it? Probably not. But do I want to see it? Yeah.
Laws
Well, you know what?
are made for criminals. Like
I'll tell you
made
something. Yeah, go ahead. Finish your train of thought.
To me, I was going to say that like laws are like made for fucking criminals. Like it's not made for the victim. It's just made so that the criminals know how to navigate their fucking way around. You know what I mean? That's what I think.
That's what. Wait. You know what? Who also repeated a lot of the talking points. The SGT report. They had their like some of their regulars on. I was listening to it, and they also said, you know what? We've been talking for decades about the child trafficking via the CIA, DynCorp. All those, the exposés of the former FBI agents that blew the whistle, and it's been, for decades, and now all of it gets confirmed in like a minute in a cabinet meeting in the White House with the whole of the fake whatever the corporate media, and RFK Jr. blurts out the. Health and Human Services (HHS) has been collaborating with the child sex trade, sex trafficking, and child slavery in front of Trump, in front of Marco Rubio, in front of Elon Musk, in front of everybody in the cabinet. He goes and just blurts it out there.
Oh shit! And he's a dead man.
Well, yeah, that's what my brother said that also, but he blurted it out there. And he's the head of HHS, and he said under Biden, HHS was responsible for the child sex trafficking of 300,000 illegals.
I don't doubt it. John, somebody wants a link in the outside chat.
They're like a cult, and they all have dirt on each other. Like they're all part of the fucking. This is what happens when you vote for people that are part of secret societies or whatever.
They're all secret societies.
Like you put them in the office. What do you think's gonna happen? You know
everybody coming out of these colleges and universities, these Ivy League colleges and universities. Everybody coming out of these Ivy League colleges and universities, they're all members of a secret society. Whether it's Yale, Harvard, Princeton, it doesn't matter. They all join secret societies while they're in these colleges, and then they all end up being president or a senate or congressman or something. Almost always.
Yeah, sometimes I don't know where people's heads have been for the last, I don't even know how many
Nobody
decades.
in D.C., I keep telling them, nobody in D.C. is your friend. Nobody. You have to get that up here. Nobody in D.C.
They are part of an exclusive club. All have dirt on each other. They all have dirt on each other. And if any one of them, for one thing, most people aren't even going to believe that one person or whatever, they're not even gonna believe it. So, but anyways, it's just so fucked up. I forgot where I was going. But yeah, you know what I mean? Even when they do expose their dirt or whatever, most of my people don't even believe it or they don't care or whatever the fuck.
How much more do people need? How much more proof and evidence do people need when it's RFK Jr. in the role he's in right now, in front of the press, in front of the president, in front of the Secretary of State, in front of all the top people, comes out and says, well, yeah, we have proof. And it's
that ain't true, Bridget.
And it's been going on for decades. They've been trafficking in children.
Yeah, they have. Well, I mean, how many years have I been screaming, hey, get down in them tunnels and get our kids back? And, I've been screaming it for years. And supposedly people did go down there and rescued some kids. But, I mean, it's still...
It's too much for the normies to deal with.
Yeah,
go ahead.
I was gonna say, as sad as it is, I know that there are definitely people out there somewhere in the fucking world who just have kids and don't even care about that life that they brought from the moment that they gave birth. They don't care about it. You know what I mean? And that's how this shit happens. It's like there are people like that out there. And then you got these rich and powerful people that they got money to manipulate them anyways, and they're already fucked up. So it's all a shit show. Yeah, that shit, man.
Really sick people, demonic people, twisted, sick people.
Yeah, they're extremely dark.
The Dutch billionaire, that Nagard character in the Caribbean.
Yeah,
that actually had impregnated all these African black women. Or South American black women, and actually drank the blood of his own aborted children. It's like, oh my god, like a true vampire, like a sick vampire.
They say that it brings them youth. It's like a euthanasia. It's like a euthanasia. They say that it brings.
Yeah, they believe it will lengthen their life. It don't, but they believe that. But
that sounds like a fictional horror story.
No, they say that they get that life from that fucking thing, whatever it is that the however many cells or whatever it is that they get all that life from it. That's what they say.
Stem cells.
What they say.
The blood of his own children. This Paul Nagard fuck.
I've heard
he's a sick
chewing on fetuses and all kinds of shit, bro. He's unbelievable.
It just sounds like a fake story. It sounds fictional.
No.
There is a market out there for this shit.
There is a market for that shit. Yes, buddy. There is a market for that shit.
It's just so disgusting. It's hard to imagine.
Of course it is. It's sickening. But see, that's what happens when you put an entire planet in the hands of 300 elite families. It goes to shit. That's what happens.
You can get all the technology, all the anything you want, but it's if you fucking start from shit, it's always just gonna be shit. You know what I mean?
You can't hide it anymore. Now we're living in the information age. Everybody can report.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Well, but the thing of it is, okay, we got more information, but we're still powerless to stop them. Short of the gods intervening, we're powerless to stop them.
It would take for society to somehow all of a sudden start voting for somebody other than a Democrat or Republican. It would take
a third party, and the thing of it is, though, see, the Republicans and Democrats don't let third parties run.
It's impossible. It's impossible. I mean, if it happens someday.
Oh, stop! It is not impossible for a third party to run. This past election, hold on. This past election, 2024, 70 million people voted for Trump, right? Sure. And 50 million voted for Harris, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, that's only, let me whip out my trusty dusty calculator here because I suck at math. All right, 71 plus
the majority.
53, hold on, that's 124 million, okay? All right, now, America, though, is not 124 million. America is 333
How many registered
million.
Voters are there? You got to look at.
Okay, so hold on. So 333 minus 124 is 209. Okay, so 209 million Americans did not vote in the last election. If all of those 209 million had voted for the Constitution Party with Randall Terry, who's extremely pro-life and extremely pro-gun, we would have had a different America today. Because Randall Terry, as soon as he got in that White House, he would have locked himself in. He would have got rid of the Fed. He would have got rid of all these alphabet soups that don't mean anything. He would have done it immediately. We wouldn't be sitting here months later waiting for something to happen. Terry would have done it right.
Wait
there.
a minute, Vaughn. Give Trump the credit that's due to him, and also to RFK and his administration. It's not like they've been sitting on their asses and not doing anything.
No, he put in work.
Yeah, they're doing a lot of things.
Yeah, I mean, to say the least.
Well, they're doing a lot of things, but I mean, it's a drop in the bucket to what needs to be done. Okay, yeah, we've grabbed a hold of a whole bunch of illegal, pardon me, and deported them out. That's true, and it's ongoing.
The border has been secured.
That's true, and it stopped. Right, right. It stopped. 99.99% has stopped. That's true. But here's the thing, though. You round up 20,000 illegals, put them on a plane, and fly them the hell out. But in the meantime, there's still 300,000 or million or whatever the fucking numbers are. I forget.
Something like in the order of around 13 million or more.
We the point I'm getting at is that we're not sending out, and we should send an X amount of number per day in order to be able to get them all out.
You haven't been following what he's doing. He's incentivizing a lot of them to self-deport because he's incentivizing a lot of them to self-deport because he's cutting off all the benefits, all the money,
right.
all the.
We shouldn't be getting it anyway. They're illegal.
Well, that's something you got to give him credit for. That's something you got to cheer him on.
You'll be here legally because I'll sponsor you.
Trump is also
if you get here legally, then I will sponsor you. But you got to get here.
But like Trump is also part of the club. He's Epstein Island.
Telling everybody, Trump is a Jew. And he's a
Who
Democrat.
knows what he's done, and I know, like, I don't like just me knowing like what I know in my intuition or whatever. Just when I see Trump, like I just see all kinds of bad, and I know he's done bad things. It's proof, like it's proven. Like there's video of him on Epstein Island from way long ago that everybody just looks past, and it's like snapping to reality. But I mean, at the same time, you got to give him credit where credit. He's not so bad. It definitely could be worse, but
wait. I'll tell you something. I grew up in New York City, in New Jersey, in New York City, Brooklyn, all these places. Through Trump's formative years as a businessman, as a tycoon, a real estate tycoon, all of New York followed Trump like he's American royalty. Everybody knew about his marriages, his divorces.
I mean, he was working
and his biography and everything about him. He went on a lot of talk shows. He went on Oprah interview.
With the Clinton.
Everybody got to know Trump. All right, Ronald Reagan even told him when he met him, "I have a feeling you're going to be president someday." Ronald Reagan told him. Yeah. So whatever.
Hanging out with the Clintons, hanging out with the Kennedys, hanging out with all these other rather unscrupulous individuals. So yeah, he knew.
You can't get anywhere without mingling with these people in politics in America, right. For good or bad. I mean, that's how he rose up the ranks and climbed the ladder of success.
Yeah.
But I do remember hearing. What? I do remember hearing a long time ago. I remember hearing that Trump enjoyed the golden showers, and I heard this a long time ago.
He's a germaphobe. He's a germaphobe. He's a germaphobe.
He is married to a fucking mail order
supermodel. He's married to a supermodel.
I mean, come on, it's like put two and two together.
Not all people in fashion and in the fashion world are supermodels. Are deviant or degenerate.
No, she's a mail order bride. Like literally, like anybody could have married her for the right amount of money.
So that's the way of the world, man. That's the way of the world. I don't care if I'm good looking or not. If I have $1 billion, if I have $1 billion, I'm not going to marry some fucking toad, some trashy, fucking whatever, trailer trash or whatever, deadbeat, whatever. I'm gonna go for the classiest, best looking Eastern European supermodel, just like Trump.
When when you see her with Trump, you get like good vibes from that. Like you think those two would
Yeah,
get along? Like,
yeah, absolutely.
oh my god,
No, you see that.
oh
You see
my
that.
god.
No, you see them.
Trump's a billionaire, dude. Trump's a
They had
billionaire.
a kid
He ain't
together.
going nowhere.
I
They had a
don't think I don't think those two sleep in the same bed, to be honest. And that's just
no,
that's
no. There's chemistry between them. They're good together. They're a good couple.
I don't know about that, man. I don't think so. I just don't think so because when I see people, I hear them, and I get to know them on whatever level. Like, I just sense that I get that sense, like no, like
You know who I didn't like? I didn't like Marla Maples. You know what? The American chick that he married, she's like more plastic than the European chicks that he got hooked.
he
That he
married
hooked.
another one.
No, the American woman that he married, Marla Maples, was like 80s, big hair, plastic American. I didn't care for her. I actually
Never heard
like
that one.
I actually like his European wives more than the American wife.
I didn't know he had an American wife.
Yeah, Marla
American
Maples.
woman, stay away from me. American woman, mama, let me be.
Well, he's got good taste in women. The European women he married are like quality.
Yeah, supermodel.
Trump has good taste in women. The European women he took.
Well, one thing about women like that is that you always think that you're playing them. You think you're getting them. Like no, but they're getting you. Like when you're that position. Like
There's a song from the 70s. It's like what this guy sings about the song from Anchorman. Use me. You remember that song?
yeah.
If I had somebody like forget about it. If I had a supermodel and I had billions of dollars, it's like I'd be singing the song all day. Use me up as much as you like. I don't care.
Yeah, that's actually a jazz tune from George Benson.
George Benson.
That's a George Benson song. I did a karaoke of that. Did you know that? I did a karaoke of that.
Mhm.
That sure did. I did.
Dude, if I had the money and I had the opportunity to marry Melania, when he married her, he was in his 50s. She was in her late 20s. I wouldn't hesitate for like a second. And I'd be singing to Melania, use me every day, every minute of the day, use me. Yeah.
My friend.
When you're that rich, life's just a never-ending party. When you're that rich.
They keep trying to tell me all she ever does is.
I don't know, something about Elon Musk, something about somebody like him from South Africa. It's like, like I don't know, like trust. How can I trust somebody like that? Like, but I guess people do.
Whites were abused under Nelson Mandela in the South Africa.
Well, I don't know exactly what all happened in South Africa.
I know exactly what happened.
However, I do know Africa.
Let me tell you what happened because it's good. People need to know this shit because a lot of people don't know it over here. Nelson Mandela, the whole bullshit about Nelson Mandela is that he started a movement because blacks were supposedly so oppressed in South Africa, okay, by the whites. All right. So Nelson Mandela started this movement called apartheid, which was backed by the communists in Russia. Okay. And the communists in China, by the way. It was backed by both China and Russia. All right. It was backed by the communists. And so his party got big, his movement got big, but he ended up getting thrown in jail. And that just made the movement even bigger. And so eventually what happened was when he got out of jail, they elected him in charge of South Africa, and he ended up creating a worse hellscape than what the whites supposedly had. So He ended
He's
up being
creating
more
what?
brutal. He ended up being more brutal and more evil than his supposed white evil handlers were. And so that's the reality of South Africa. And so, you know, when Elon Musk says he come from South Africa, I believe him. I believe him because, you know, they were abused. White folk were abused under Nelson Mandela. That's a fact. That's not my opinion.
Is what I heard.
In fact, to this very day, there are whites living behind big barbed wire fences just to feel, just so they can feel safe. I'm not kidding. Not kidding.
What I heard is that the white South African people eventually ended up going to Australia and basically started to live there as South Africa. There is still some in South Africa, but most left and went to Australia. That's what I heard.
Yeah, a whole South African family moved to Israel. I was working with them in a call center, and they were thinking of relocating to Australia at first. Then they came here. They're Jewish, and from South Africa. And you know, it's like you got trashy people down there in South Africa.
Yeah,
they're really trashy. A lot of them.
John, put my email down there for LendMate, would you? LendMate, I'm going to give you my email, and then that way you can message me or something. If provided you're not a troll, of course.
Is John still driving his car, like driving home?
I have no idea what he's doing. He's awful quiet. I know that. He's awful quiet. You're muted, John, by the way.
Let me just, stream of consciousness here. What I was thinking about. I was thinking about, look, give me your input or your speculations. I'm listening to Mike Adams, and I'm hearing sort of a trepidation, fear, and sort of like uneasiness with knowing what's about to happen, because he knows that in a month or less than a month, you're going to have empty shelves in Walmart and Target and all these places where they sell Chinese goods, and he's nervous. I can hear in his tone of voice that he's nervous, that he's apprehensive, like Americans will start, acting out. I'm listening to Mike Adams on band.video, whatever, and he does his analysis. He says America is not going to be able to retool or readjust quick enough.
It's just so horrible. We're so fucking stupid over here. We can't do shit.
There is no tariffs even went into place as of yet, right?
Where's solar at? I don't know. Solar don't come around no more, man.
You know what I thought? Think about this. This is logical, okay? Let's just say, okay, all the trade gets cut off with China. It's getting cut off. There's a globalization ends, and there's a decoupling, and Americans are stuck without the goods that they were used to buying, cheap goods from China, manufactured by slave labor, by really cheap labor. And America has to adjust to the concept of necessity is the mother of all invention. Okay, so all those big box stores,
hotmail.com,
Walmart, all those big fucking box stores that are all over America in every state dispersed, all the shopping centers. What are those things perfect for? You can retool them, you can repurpose them to be factories, to be manufacturing sites.
That's correct.
They're big. You got huge ceilings, tall ceilings, all the lighting, all the space. You've got all the racks for the inventory. You just repurpose it. You clear out the floors and bring in all the equipment, all the tools, and you have factories. You have.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you a little secret. Americans do not want to work.
Well, sure.
Believe it or not, they do not want to fucking work. Like I know, like anybody that tries to say, "Oh yeah, I just fucking love working a minimum of 8 hours a day," like they're full of shit. Like nobody likes doing it because it fucking like that's a fucking what third of your day, 8 hours a day, and that's the minimum. Well,
All right.
how the fuck anybody gonna try telling me they like doing that?
All right,
Nobody.
I mean,
all right. Hold on
Yeah.
a second, guys. Hold on a second. Let me give Lynn May my email because she didn't hear me. All right, Lynn May, you ready? It's VON. V is in Victor. O is in Oscar. N is in Nancy. H is in Henry. E is in Edward. L is in Larry. T is in Tom. O is in Oscar. N is in Nancy. All right. Von Helton at Hotmail, HOTMAIL.com. That's my email. And then you shoot me an email and we'll try to work it out. I'll try to see if you're a troll or a real person. And if you're a real person, then we can go from there and try to work something out.
You know what? I had a humbling experience when I arrived in Israel, and I took a lot of jobs that I never thought I'd do, and one of them was a manufacturing job, actually at a kibbutz, at a factory that manufactured nuts and bolts and nails and screws. And I was like in a loud factory, working with Russians and working with volunteers and all sorts of people. And I was on my feet all day. And you know what? And then I worked in another factory in that same kibbutz, working for on a line, on an assembly line. And I was a fucking machine, changing. No, I worked at an assembly line, and I was like literally part of the assembly line machine, doing the work of a machine.
Yeah.
That was miserable, but it got me into super shape, and I couldn't believe that I was actually doing that kind of job.
I bet you made them a bunch of money too, because that's how they make their money. Is like the people that actually do the work.
No, it was a very, very modest salary. I wasn't earning a lot of money.
It's going, man.
No, but for what they're making off you, you probably made them a bunch. Because I used to do that. I used to make car parts, and I was just making so many fucking parts. I was way ahead of the schedule, and I was making $7.50 an hour, and I was making like I don't know, it's like so many parts per hour. You know what I mean? And it's like, yeah, I made them big. But
yeah, well, you know what? I'm telling you, necessity is the mother of all invention. Whether Americans want to work or don't want to work, they'll be shocked into. They'll be electroshock therapy. It's either you work or you don't eat. It's like prison terms, prison conditions. You either
definitely the younger people, definitely the younger people should definitely be encouraged to work actual, real working jobs, not just like an office job or anything, like a real physical labor type job. You know what I mean? Just so that way they know what it's like. When that happens,
when that happens, and when there's a shock to the system, and it's either do or die. Perform, work. If you want to, everything improves. All of America's vices begin to kind of wither away. All of the stupidity, all of the shit culture, all the pissy kind of people that have all these, artificial problems, and all the whole entire sick culture over there with the plastic culture. It's all due to a lack of real physical labor on a mass scale. When people are doing physical labor, it's like you're beating the poison out of them. They're in a state of we don't need to talk too much. We don't need to gossip. We don't need to backstab one another. We don't need to be bitches. We don't need to be drama queens. We don't need to be perverted. We don't need to be like these people that are talk shit all day about sex and
chasing clout all day. That's all some people. All they do is chase clout.
But it's bullshit. It's bullshit. And all this crap about AI taking over. If you're going to get cut off from China, you're not going to be making any robots, and no robots are going to be doing your jobs for you. You got some automation, but all of it turned to manual labor. There's going to be a shock to the system, and then it's going to be a case of do or die. You either work or you don't eat. That's it.
Haven't you ever heard of a dark? It's called like a dark factory or something. It's basically a production factory where there's no people that work there. It's just completely all ran out of robots. And I mean, there might be some people who are actually running the computer, like
Well, it's a
somewhere in the
fucking
building.
yeah, it's a fucking dream that Americans have, assuming that once you have an economic collapse, all the fucking robots are going to do the manual labor for you. Sorry to disappoint you, motherfucker.
China's robots do that. We don't fucking have
China,
that.
I just, it's funny y'all bring this up because I just watched a video yesterday evening. China has already rolled out their robot and it's fucking amazing. It can do backflips. It can cook. It can clean. It can work weapons.
I saw a video. One of those things malfunctioned and started attacking the controllers or the.
That wasn't these though. This is a new rollout. It's just rolled out. I watched.
It went Terminator. It went into Terminator mode.
Yeah, well, it probably did. But I mean, this is a different animal. This is a different category. But it's already been processed. It's already been made. Thousands of units. They're already rolling it out. It's literally a personal assistant. It will do anything you want it to do. You say, "Hey, would you cook me a souffle in the kitchen?" And if you got the ingredients to make a souffle, it will cook you a souffle.
How much does that thing cost?
I don't know. I think they said like $13,000 or some shit to start. But they're making them by the thousands. So I mean, the cost is going to go down.
Yeah, well, you're not getting anything out of China because of the tariffs. You're not buying anything from there.
Maybe not. I don't know. But I just watched the video yesterday and it blew my mind, man. I mean, you ought to see this robot, man. It can do backflips. It can cook. It can clean. It can work weapons. It can do anything. Literally do anything. And now it's not human. It's not going to ever take the place of a human, but. It was pretty damn impressive.
America is not going to go.
Close, isn't it?
America is not going to the Jetsons. America is not going overnight into George Jetson mode.
We should have been like the Jetsons, but that was bad.
Millions of people over there. You're not going to provide them with personal robot assistants and sex dolls and all that.
You got a robot, dude.
All the fantasy.
You come up with $13,000, you got a robot.
It would probably be a multi-purpose robot. I mean, it'd probably have a little bit of everything built in, but I didn't really call it a sex bot.
If you got $13,000, you will have a.
I'm sure it would have that option. I mean, if they really did want to do it. But.
Well, guess what? Wait. Scenario, hypothetical. Okay. In a month from now, all the store shelves are empty. Clothes are not as easily accessible. You don't have cheap products from China. What are you gonna do? And Trump is an industrial.
Let me tell you something. Look, I've bought some stuff off these Chinese sites, whatever it might have been, Alibaba or whatever the fuck. And let me tell you, some of this shit, especially it seems like the metal made products that are real metal or whatever metal it might be, they're fucking well made for not any hands touching it at all. Like, I mean, these things are fucking like sometimes just as like definitely comparable to the real actual, expensive item that it's mimicking. They do some good job for some fake shit that they make. You know what I mean? It's impressive.
No, he was. Well, Trump was on Air Force One. Okay, the media was interviewing him, and he was blaming Richard Nixon for globalization and for exporting all of America's manufacturing capacity. He said it started in the 70s, and it started a downhill trend for America, and it's true. All right, now everything, all the values are going to change. Once there's scarcity and once there's no availability, and then all this vanity that you have in America, all of this, it's not just white. It's not a racial thing. It's not about white privilege, black privilege. It's not about whatever color privilege bullshit. All the privilege
That's
is going to
bullshit.
go
That's
away.
bullshit.
All of it is going to go
Doesn't
away.
matter what color you are. Everybody's faced with the same shit.
But it's going to go away. Those are all illusions because of consumerism, because of cheap goods. America preoccupies itself with jerking itself off. Everybody's jerking each other off over there. Everybody's jerking each other off mentally, sexually, but
That's,
culturally.
I think,
It's like a circle jerk off fest in America.
Yeah, that's it.
that I think is speaking highly of America. I think that's giving them a little bit too much credit. I mean, it's a lot worse than that going on. Oh my God.
America became depressed and degenerate because of consumerism, because of decadence and having everything easily available and accessible and cheap. And then
You know what America's the real problem in there, like the real core problem in America these days right now is that god awful media that they make. They call it music, but that shit's not music. And it's horrendous the things that they say, and they go then if they say, "Oh, well, I don't listen to it." What the fuck do you mean you don't listen to it? You got the shit blaring, and you're saying all this horrific, horrendous type shit that nobody wants to fucking hear. But somehow you're telling me you don't hear it, and it's like, yeah, I don't listen to what they say. Bullshit! How the fuck can you not? But they honestly think that it has no fucking effect on anything. Like, they have no acknowledgement of subconscious or anything like that. They live for the here, right the fuck now, or nothing.
It's cultural apathy. It's everybody to themselves, everybody for themselves, all this individualism. All right, and I grew up, admiring this value of being, an individual and a rugged kind of like self-sufficient. That's like the American, image of the rough and tumble kind of cowboy individual.
Crisco, I lost weight. I was over here starving to death with no food and no gas, no way to get any food, and I literally was starving to death. I went from 250 pounds down to 212 pounds, dude. So that's why this looks so baggy on me, because I literally lost weight because I was starving to death. Okay, so that's why this looks baggy on me. But thank you for noticing.
By the way, Jones was going on about this. I was also watching other videos that the social programming and the cultural, social engineering, the culture it was meant to make people separate and isolated and disconnected, and destroying a sense of cohesion, camaraderie, and common purpose.
I'll be destroyed.
That was deliberate. Now, when you're going to get